For whom do I live? Welcome to your daily devotional. Listen and be blessed. Bible reading is from the book of Galatians chapter 2 verses 19 to 20. Jesus tells us that we live our love of God by loving our neighbor. Yesterday we reflected on the commandments. Today we look at St. Paul's response to the law. He talks about dying to the law so that he might live for God. The question remains for us, do we live for ourselves or do we live for Christ? If I am aware that Christ lives in me by my baptism, and I am also aware that it is through him that I am saved, how can I not follow him and obey the law of God? The Old Testament tells us that the 10 Commandments can be summed up in the 2 great commandments, love God and love your neighbor. When Jesus was asked which was the greatest commandment, he quoted Deuteronomy 6:5 and Leviticus 19:18. He didn't come to do away with the law, but pointed out how one should live it. It is also in Leviticus that we find the golden rule, to do to others what we would have them do to us. How do we show our love for God? Jesus tells us that we live our love of God by loving our neighbor. Paul showed his love of neighbor by spreading the good news of salvation throughout the known world. Not all of us are expected to travel the world as missionaries, but we are expected to live in such a way that others are led to Christ. Throughout time, men and women have used their gifts to spread the message of Christ. Musicians still sing of God's glory. Artists continue to paint, offering us examples of the glory of creation, and we are uplifted when we see images from the life of Christ in museums all over the world. We are not all gifted as musicians or artists, but we all have been gifted and are expected to use those gifts to God's glory. Short devotional prayer. Lord, show me the path you have chosen for me so that I may lead others to you. Amen.